Oh yeah, another day, another action camera. I got the new Insta360 Ace Pro 2 right here. In this video, I'm gonna tell you all about this camera, and you can make a decision on if this is the new top dog for motovlogs. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and clear the elephant in the room. Insta360 did sponsor today's video. They also sent me the Ace Pro 2 for me to test out. To be honest with you, I think all of these modern action cameras, especially the newer ones, are all good enough. Y'all waste so much time in the comments cussing each other out and arguing over little nitpicky specs instead of just getting out there and using them. The cameras are not the problem if you can't get good content out of them. It's you that's the problem. I feel like Insta360 has made some very welcome changes to the Ace Pro 2 over the original one, and I think these changes are really, really good for people who do want to motovlog. So this is Pure Video, and I want to talk about the suite of imaging changes, starting with the lens first. So it's still a 1/1/3 inch sensor. However, Insta says it is a new sensor, and also they've increased the field of view on the lens to 157 degrees, which is huge for motovlogging. This is now the widest lens that any action camera has out there, and you wouldn't think that the difference between like 155 to 156 to 57 would be a big deal, but when people are watching your videos, you want them to feel like they're on the bike with you, and the wider the field of view, the more immersive it is for them. So 157 degrees makes it the widest action camera out there amongst the big dogs. So that's an instant W for the Ace Pro 2. Now, this is the first action camera out there that has dual AI chips in it. So you got dual 5nm chips in there. And the second processor is designed to help out with a few things, such as like noise reduction and HDR and compression and, you know, ISO performance and things like that. Insta says that this camera is 100% more capable than the original Ace Pro. And hopefully you didn't see that false neutral I just had. Real nice. Anyways, they also bumped up the resolution, so now the Ace Pro 2 can shoot up to 8K 30 frames a second, whereas the original could only do 8K 24 frames a second. It can now do 4K 120 frames per second, 1080p 240 frames per second, and Pure Video has been bumped up to 4K 60 max, which is good. Let's talk about Pure Video real quick. Now, Pure Video doesn't give you total manual control, but it does allow you to do things like lock off the white balance. You can adjust the amount of sharpening. You could adjust the exposure compensation, which I do recommend running the exposure compensation at like -0.3 EV just to protect the highlights. And you could also use all of the built-in color profiles that Insta partner with Leica on while you're using Pure Video. Seriously, I love Pure Video, man. It is one of my favorite things about any action camera out there. I don't know what Insta does with this Pure Video footage. It's so punchy and contrasty and colorful, and the noise is, you know, not that bad. I really love Pure Video. Lastly, they did add in a log profile, and this log profile is called iLog. Now, this log profile is only 8-bit, so it's not 10-bit. So if you're into heavy color grading, you won't be able to do it as much with this footage. However, most people with action cameras are not color grading their footage, A, but B, the built-in color profiles, they actually partner with Leica on, so they're really, really good, as you'll see throughout this video, and you really don't need to color grade them. And also, there's a ton of color profiles built in, so you can easily just go in there and find one that matches the mood that you're going for without needing to color grade. So overall, I think this is a pretty amazing suite of upgrades over the original Ace Pro. The image quality out this camera looks great, especially in Pure Video. I'll leave the rest up to you for you to decide if it's good enough.
All right, let's talk about all the different ways you can get audio into the Ace Pro 2. Now, by the way, I am using active HDR. It supports it up to 4K 60. It actually turns it on automatically. You have to turn it off. But I'm not the biggest fan of HDR, but since we have it, might as well try it out. So let's talk about different ways that you can get audio. The first way is obviously the microphone that's built into it. Now, it does come with a little wind guard on the front of it that is detachable, and I find that it actually works. I mean, obviously it's not going to cut out all of the wind noise when you're going 90 miles an hour, but it does work. So that's the first way you can get audio. The second way is obviously you can connect the USB-C to 3.5 millimeter adapter from Insta360 and plug in a lav mic. That's going to be the cleanest way to get audio. However, if you want to mount the camera anywhere else, like in the front of you, obviously that doesn't work. So the next good thing is you can pair it up to any Cardo or Sena headset, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm using my Sena 5S and it's picking up the audio. It's not the clearest, but at least it's wireless, so I can talk to you while you get this angle from the front of me. Now, the dope thing about using an external microphone is it allows you to mix the audio, okay? So you can also adjust the gain separately. If you connect the external device, you can take it all the way down to -18 dB, which is what I have mine on right now. But you can actually adjust these separately in post using the Insta360 Studio app or whatever your favorite audio program is or editing program. It gives you two separate tracks that you can obviously go in there and manually adjust the mix of, which is super crazy. Also, you can connect Bluetooth microphones, so you can use like the DJI Mic 2 or the Rode Wireless Pro or Go. I haven't had the best luck with this. I was trying to use the DJI mics connected directly via Bluetooth, and for whatever reason it gives you like this really loud ringing sound. It's like a tinny sound. Alright y'all, we're on the new Insta360 Ace Pro 2. And I tried a couple different lav mics. I tried different DJI Mic 2 transmitters to see if that will fix it, but it didn't. So just know if you use Bluetooth, it's not going to be the absolute best quality. The last thing is you can plug in a USB-C microphone directly to the Ace Pro 2. So this is actually a game-changing feature because it means that you can connect more than one microphone at a time. So if you connect just a Bluetooth mic straight to it, you can only do one. However, if you plug like a DJI mic receiver, then you can still pair that up with two microphones and still get your two audio tracks, which I think is super versatile for motovlogging. Now, one of the other things I really love about the Ace Pro 2 is now for motovloggers, if you want to put that GPS overlay on your screen, you don't have to go buy an extra unit anymore. I mean, you still can, it's got benefits, but you could actually get the information straight from the phone. So there's an option in the Insta360 app to enable GPS overlay, and basically once you start recording from the app, it will give you an option afterwards to display what information you want on the screen. It's got different themes and stuff on there, so you no longer have to go buy a separate device to get GPS information, telemetry, and all of that stuff on your screen, which is crazy for people who do motorsports.
Now, I'm obviously not talking about every single little tiny upgrade that they made with this camera. I talk about the stuff that's relevant for me as somebody who likes to make moto vlogs, because that's literally the only thing I use action cameras for. Anyways, with that being said, a lot of the dope things that were beneficial to motovloggers that the Ace Pro 1 had, the Ace Pro 2 has. So things like gesture support. So for example, if you're on your bike and you're riding and you want to start recording, instead of trying to reach up there and press the record button, all you got to do is put your hand up like this. You make a 5 to the camera and it'll start recording. You do it again to stop recording. If you want to take a photo of yourself, all you do is put a peace sign up and it'll take a photo and all of that other good stuff. I find that this works the majority of the time as long as you wear black gloves. I don't wear other color gloves, but for black gloves, it works I would say probably 95% of the time. Now, of course, you could do your voice commands. You could tell it to stop and start recording. You could tell it to take a photo. So all of those things are still there. Now, some of my favorite things that this has is, first of all, you can pause and record it. So you no longer have to start and stop recording every time there's a break in the action. You can just pause it and then resume it. The next thing is, if you ever recorded a clip and you hated the way it came out, or you did it by mistake, if you just hold down the record button, it'll just delete the clip before it even saves to the memory card, like it never freaking happened. The last thing I really like is the fact that you can put markers on the clip. So this is especially useful on those long rides where you might have been riding for 45 minutes and maybe there's only like 2 parts where there was action at. Well, during recording, if you tap the power button, it'll place a marker on there, or you could do it from the screen by pressing the flag. And when you go to the Insta360 Studio app, you can see the flags and instantly know where the action was, so you don't have to rewatch the whole thing. And also, you can use the AI editor to, of course, go in there and it'll create little shorts for you based around where the markers are, and you can do visual effects and all that stuff. I mean, to be honest, I'm not into that stuff, but it's there for you. Now, of course, all of your creative stuff like time shift, time lapse, star lapse, all of that stuff is still there. My favorite feature, however, that they added to the Ace Pro 2, it's called dash cam, and it does exactly what the name implies. It allows you to use this camera as a dash cam, and there's a few things that really make it useful. First of all, there's an option for loop space. So let's just say you got a 256 gigabyte card, right? But you don't want that whole card getting burned up by dash cam recordings, where you can allocate a certain portion of it to be used for dash cam recordings. Let's say 24 gigabytes as an example. Only on 24 gigabytes, it will constantly purge recordings and record new stuff to replace it so that you always have a dash cam feed, but it'll allow you to only use 24 gigabytes of the card and still have the rest of your card free for whatever you want to use it for, which is so dope. There's another feature called charge and record. So let's just say you got the Ace Pro 2 mounted in your car and it's hooked up to a USB-C cable for charging. As soon as you turn the car on, the Ace Pro 2 will start recording. I cannot tell y'all how amazing this feature is for people who do motorsports. It allows you to use it as a dash cam, a 4K dash cam at that, and you don't have to go buy an extra device, which is so freaking fire. Now, battery life for me has been solid. I got the dual battery bundle, which is $419, so that's something that y'all might want to consider. Comes with an extra battery. It can charge from 0 to 80% in like 18 minutes, or 0 to 100% in like 47, 48 minutes. So it charges real fast. Now, there is a new endurance mode that will turn off a whole lot of the features, but it'll give you an extra 50% runtime when using 4K 30, and there's reverse charges you can charge other devices with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. So battery life has been great so far, no problems, which is, you know, what I like to see.
I know that we talked about a whole lot in this video, okay? And I know I didn't cover every single little thing, but again, I'm talking about this camera from a motor vlogging perspective. And the question is, Terry, how do you really feel about the Ace Pro 2? Let me say this first. A lot of you little trolls are going to be in the comment section like, oh, Terry's not saying anything negative about the Ace Pro 2 because he doesn't want to blow his relationship with Insta360. Man, shut up. Let me tell y'all something. The first time I worked with Insta360, you know what I told them? Terry's going to be completely transparent with his audience. So if you pay me for something, I'm going to tell them. If you send me a camera, I'm going to tell them. And I'm going to share my honest opinions with my audience because my opinion cannot be bought by any company for any amount of money, period. Now, with that being said, do I think that the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is perfect? Absolutely not. But I don't think any camera is perfect, and I don't really look for cameras to be perfect. The things I look for is, does this camera work best for me for what I'm gonna use it for? And I think as a person who only uses action cameras for moto vlogging, the Ace Pro 2 is a very strong contender, for moto vlogging camera of the year for a lot of different reasons, and I'm gonna name a few of them. Let's talk about some of those things. First of all, the ultra wide field of view is absolutely amazing. The image quality out this camera is fantastic, albeit only in 8-bit. I do wish that we would have had 10-bit instead of 8K, you know, bumped to 30 frames per second, man. For me, 8K is just not that useful when it comes to moto vlogging, so I would have loved to have 10-bit. However, even with that, I think the image quality out of this camera looks great. All of the different ways that you can connect audio sources, dash cam mode, the pure video and low light. The camera is super fast, it's got great battery life. All of these things make for a very compelling argument that the Ace Pro 2 could be moto vlogging camera of the year. Is it perfect? Again, let me say no, but I think they really made a lot of steps in the right direction to make this thing a really, really useful moto vlogging camera over the Ace Pro 1. Anyways, I'm very curious to know what y'all think down in the comment section. Let me know. And if you like this video, make sure that you hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up. A lot of y'all be watching my videos and don't be subscribed, and I would love if y'all join the team so that we can get closer to 100,000 subscribers.
Before you leave, lastly, make sure you check the links in the description if you want to learn more or buy one. And, you know, it's the holiday season, so any discounts and deals will be down there. Also, if you're on a budget, you can get the original Ace Pro for the lowest price ever for $299. So make sure you check that out. Anyways, that's all I got. Peace and chicken grease. Much love, y'all. Tight shirt, Terry Warfield. I'm out. Peace.